There are 35 weapons in Counter-Strike 2, and I'm going to get a kill with every single one of them, starting with the USPS. The USPS is one of the city spawn pistols and an alternative option to the P2000. The USPS has a silencer that is equipped by default when receiving the weapon, and it's better to keep the silencer on because if you remove it, you will increase the recoil and decrease the accuracy of the pistol. The Negev is way cheaper than the M249 LMG and also has a higher fire rate. However, the downside of the Negev is that it cannot kill in one headshot against armored opponents. .57. It's super accurate, has a high rate of fire and a big magazine, but it's definitely not cheap. The MP7 deals decent damage and is able to achieve a 2 headshot kill against armored players. The Tech 9 is great for run and gun playstyle because it's really accurate when you are on the move. It's one of the best options in my opinion for a force buy with armor after losing the pistol round. AK-47. The most popular and efficient gun in the game, is known for its power and range, and to be honest it doesn't cost much. It's a one-shot headshot even if the opponent has a Kevlar. The only downside is that the weapon's recoil is very hard to control. The Glock is the spawn weapon for the terrorists. It's the cheapest pistol and I like how you can switch between single fire and burst fire. P2000. So if you are using this pistol, don't even talk to me. I don't get why anyone would pick this over the USPS. Let me know in the comments below if you are a P2000 or a USPS fan. The P2000 has more ammo and less recoil than the USPS, but it's less accurate. Anyways. The MP9 has very impressive accuracy, especially when moving and jumping, with its jumping accuracy being the highest of all SMGs and even higher than its running accuracy. So if you ever end up with an MP9, jumping and shooting is the way to go. The M4A1S comes with a silencer and it's better to keep it on because removing it increases recoil and decreases accuracy. The downside is that it has only a 20 round magazine, meaning that every shot counts. The M4A4 is from the same family as the M4A1S but has 30 rounds on the magazine. Personally, I prefer the M4A1S as it has more controllable recoil and is more accurate than the M4A4. The AWP can kill enemies with a one-shot kill anywhere except in the legs, regardless of armor. I like the AWP even though I don't play it much, but I've done some cool no-scope kills with this bad boy. The FAMAS is the M4 of poor. If you can't afford an M4, then you pick FAMAS. At least that's what I've seen in the game. FAMAS has burst mode other than auto, but I'm not sure how popular this fire mode is, as I've never seen anyone using it. The MAC-10 is a pretty affordable SMG. It's not the best out there, but it's very light so you can move around really quickly. Usually, the playstyle with this weapon is to run, jump, shoot and pray for a kill. The Galil is the cheapest AR from the terrorist side and it's a good pick if you are broke but you need an AR. The downside of this weapon is that it cannot kill an enemy at full HP and armor with a single headshot. Next is the XM1014. This shotgun is automatic, meaning you hold down the left mouse button click and fire repeatedly. So it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I will click once and let the shotgun do its thing. The P90, also known as Spray and Pray, is very popular among new players due to controllable recoil while firing non-stop. And I'm going to do exactly this. I will spray and pray to kill someone for the challenge. The P250 is a cheap pistol, and because it does a lot of damage, it's a good upgrade from the starting pistol. It's also useful on eco rounds when you want to be able to do more damage to the enemies. The G3 SG1 is an automatic sniper rifle where you can hold the fire button down and shoot repeatedly. In my opinion, you pick this gun if you are not comfortable with your sniping skills or to troll the enemies. It's a win-win either way. The UMP45 is the second highest DPS against armored opponents among the SMGs, only beaten by the P90, and it's a strong choice in eco and anti-eco rounds. The downside is that it has the lowest rate of fire out of all SMGs, but that makes the recoil more controllable. Desert Eagle, or just Deagle. I love it because it's the most powerful pistol with the highest armor penetration. The CZ75 is the only full auto pistol in the game, which makes it a fun to play weapon. However, it's not very accurate and the recoil is hard to control, so you have to be really close to your opponent to use it effectively. The SSG is the op of the poor. The good thing with the SSG is that your movement speed is not reduced while you scope. The bad thing is that it's not a one-shot kill like the op unless it's a headshot. Sawed off, yeah. So this shotgun shoots pretty slow but hits really hard, which can kill an enemy with just one shot at close range. But at medium range, I need to fire 2 or 3 shots because it spreads wide. So the classic plan is to play as close as possible with my enemies. Dual Berettas. I heard that using 2 pistols is better than 1, but I'm not so sure about that in this case. Since they have a high fire rate, I'm just gonna spam both mouse buttons and hope for the best shot. The Nova shotgun is the cheapest shotgun option, but from extremely close range, it can kill in one shot to any body part. However, this shotgun has the lowest armor penetration, meaning that you need to hit all the shots in order to kill armored enemies. What's interesting about the SG553 is that even though it has slightly less base damage than the AK-47, it's the only AR with 100% armor penetration. This means it deals more damage to armored enemies than the AK-47, which only has 77% armor penetration. Mag 7. This shotgun has better armor penetration than the Nova, so not as many shots are needed to kill instantly, even if the enemies are armored. It's somewhat more accurate than the other shotguns, with good accuracy even while jumping and moving. PP Bison. The only good thing about this gun is that it has a 64-round magazine, nothing else. It has weak damage, poor range, and an average fire rate. You would better go with the P90 even though it's more expensive. This MP5 is an alternative to the MP7 and is available to both teams. My question is, why don't we have the option to remove the silencer of the MP5 when we have that option on M4A1S and USPS? This Scar 20 is like the city's auto sniper rifle. You can just hold down the firing key and keep shooting non-stop. It's a good choice if you are not feeling confident about your sniping skills or if you just want to mess with your enemies. It's a win-win situation no matter what. I used to use this weapon a lot when I first started playing Counter-Strike. The AUG is great for beginners because you just scope and shoot, which makes it pretty easy to learn. Personally, I think it's a good way for new players to understand the game's mechanics. If I'm not mistaken, the M249 is currently the most expensive weapon in the game. Given that you don't see many players use LMGs in the game, when someone picks up an LMG, it's usually to troll or disrespect the opponents. The revolver is like the Deagle in terms of damage and can instantly kill enemies with a headshot regardless of their armor. I tried using the revolver once, but I hated it. I don't really know how to use it, but I will try to get at least one kill. Finally! The Zeus. There is not much to say about this one. I don't use it much, but it's cool that this troll/fun/disrespect gun exists in the game. And now there is only one thing remains. Let's go!